What is up? It is Paris Tempet, Paris TTMPPED, TTMPPED. And today's video is going to be about things that I wish I knew before starting testosterone. Because when I started it, I did have an idea of what was going to happen. But now that I'm 5 years on T, and if you want to hear more about me being 5 years on T, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and you'll be notified when I post a video. But, you know, being 5 years on T, I look back like my journey has not been what they said it was going to be like. It is nothing like they said it was going to be like. The first thing that no one told me is that my body wouldn't change as fast as I thought. Now, going into the process, I had this whole ideal of what was going to happen. I would be on testosterone. 1 year later, I would be sexy as hell, and no one could tell me shit. Now, I was never not sexy, but it didn't happen that fast. My body took years to change. Then I got top surgery, so then it kind of pushed me back again. Your body follows you. I mean, of course, a lot of it is, genetics and all that jazz. But once I started going to the gym and eating differently, my body changed. You got to realize that pre-T, pre-U is on, and plus I was younger. So my younger self, my body was different. The way I ate was different. The way I metabolized things were differently. The fat went to certain places. And then I thought, I'm going to go through fat redistribution and I'm going to just morph. No. 2 years on T, the fat was in the same fucking place. I was like, damn. I remember one time I went to go get my hormones and get my levels checked. And I saw another trans person in there. And they were saying how they're upset because they have been on T for 1.5 years and their body hasn't redistributed. So they wanted to change their dosage. But I had to learn through myself that it's not the dosage. Actually, you have to stay on that same dosage. You can't be, the more you take, it starts reversing shit. It's not the dosage, it's just your body. Go to the gym a little bit more. Eat a little bit different because that will redistribute that fat. You know what I'm saying? Testosterone, of course, will help to lead that to happening, but it really is just taking care of your body and going to the gym. Once I started going to the gym, then I saw the results I wanted to see. My voice. Now, I'm a singer. No one told me that you kind of just have to wait it out. Like, when my voice first dropped, I was so fucking paranoid because I couldn't sing anymore. I was in this a cappella group, and I was an alto. And there was this girl there, I'm not even going to say her fucking name. She used to bully the shit out of me. And when I make it, I'm calling her ass out. Heather. Anyway, so she was telling me that my voice was not dropping. And I'm like, my voice is definitely dropping. I cannot sing this high anymore. And I was kind of forced to stay as an alto until the fucking a cappella group was done. And it kind of made me very insecure, and it made me also worried that I was never going to be able to sing again. Because all of a sudden, my higher register was gone. And 4 or 5 years later, I can sing higher than I could as an alto. Of course, falsettoing. But more of the story is that voice control, that control with my voice, it happened with time, with patience. People don't tell you that. You have to wait. You have to wait. You have to see it through. There's also that period when you have that trans voice. That's a real thing. When everyone talks like, that's just going to happen. You can't avoid it. Don't try to deepen your voice and sound like that, because that's also noticeable. It's one of those things where one day, I don't know when it happened, I just started to sound more consistent. My voice got comfortable. I stopped. The just stopped. It's because I had a way of talking before this, but puberty requires patience. When any person hits puberty, their voice change, woman or man, whatever you want to fucking call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, women go through the whole thing where their voice matures, and they go from having a young voice to a more mature voice. Some people's voice don't change at all. It's just a matter of who you are, and that's fine. Now, hair. Oh my God. I had such a paranoia going into the journey that I was going to lose all my fucking hair. Look, I dead ass, because, balding happens. And a lot of trans men was bald by year 3. I'm not saying bald, but, the hairline was receded. They had to shave everything off. I had a lot of paranoia because I'm like, oh my God, this is going to happen to me. Now, I can't tell you all that, it's not going to happen to you, because I can't speak for your own genetics. But I do think that worrying about it only speeds up the process. Thank God I am 5 years on T. I have my hair. It's still here. It hasn't changed. Some people have lost their hair. You have to go into this journey knowing that it is literally a roll of the fucking dice. You know, take your hormones on time. Don't take too much, because that can also fuck up your hair pattern. You know what I'm saying? You'll end up bald because you're over exerting your body with hella testosterone, which a lot of people would do. They'll start taking more, and I'm like, that's creating estrogen, right? But yeah, my hair, like, that paranoia was real. I was so afraid of losing my hair. Y'all don't understand. Like, when I first went on T, I shaved my hair off. I shaved it because I was like, oh, this is it. I was bald. And then years were passing, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Let me just grow my shit out. I'm not like, what the fuck? Now my skin. Going into testosterone, I've always been known for having pretty good skin. I didn't know I had good skin. Now I do believe it. But when I was younger, my skin was still the same. I didn't have any pimples and stuff. But when I started testosterone, I started getting pimples on my face, on my forehead, on my chin, like on my fucking shoulder blades. I'm like, what the fuck? I had pimples everywhere. Now, what I started to do was I started to use African black soaps more, only using one kind of soap, which is like cocoa butter or shea butter, because your body gets oily. My body still gets oily to this day. Like, if I don't wash my face for a few days, or if I'm eating crazy weird shit, I'm gonna get a pimple. Like, it's like honestly bound to happen. So everyone's body is different. Some people might get it a lot worse. There's some people that go on testosterone, they'll eat healthy, they'll wash their face, all that shit, and they'll still get crazy acne, like all over their face. It could happen. That is a dermatologist, hit them up and be like, hey, maybe lower your dosage, talk to your doctor. Always be prepared that your body is not going to be predictable. You can't predict how your body reacts to certain things until you do it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. Now, sweating. Lord Jesus. Now, I've always been a person that kind of sweat, so I feel like this is not really like sweating. No one told me that I would sweat. Like, that's okay, whatever. But nobody told me that you might need to shower more than you used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I'll put deodorant on. By the end of the day, I smell like shit. So then I got to put more deodorant on. I got to take another shower. You got to do a lot more than you maybe have used to, because your body's changed. And that's okay. I'm always keep saying that. It's okay. Your body's going to change. You might smell a little funky. Wash that ass. Morning and night. Don't be shy. Because the smell, I don't know. My body, I can't remember that. Like, one day I just stopped smelling like the same. I stopped smelling like the same person I used to. Like, even my piss is so much stronger than it used to be. Like, damn. And I also pee a lot more than I used to. And a lot stronger than I used to. Which is very interesting. There's a lot of little things like that no one warned me about. Like, your piss is going to smell like piss. I don't know if it always did, but I feel like before, I don't know. I guess maybe I didn't notice it. And it's not bad. It's not even noticeable. But to me, I noticed it. So I'm telling y'all about it because no one told me about it. Now, my looks. See, to me, I look exactly how I always looked. I see videos of me as a kid, and I'm like, technically, I look exactly like that person. But then there are these moments where I see, like, younger videos of me, and I'm like, holy shit, I've changed so much. I had this one boy, he told me that he saw a picture of me, like, when I was, like, 1 year on T. And he told me that I now look like I can beat up that person. And to me, I look exactly the same, I just don't have no hair. But I can understand, like, you had to realize that you may be changing a lot more than you think. You seeing yourself every day, people seeing you every day, you're not going to understand that you don't look the same. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still trying to get that understanding myself to this day. Because, like I said, so there are those moments where I'm like, oh, I definitely look trans. And then I forget. No, nigga, you don't. You're 5 years on T now. You've achieved what you wanted to achieve. You look different. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that you're going to change. And maybe worse or better than you think. And I'm very happy for it, though. I love the way I look. and I'm so grateful. But it's very interesting because when I look in the mirror, I still see the exact person that I was years ago. It's so creepy. It's like the eyes don't want to see the change. The only thing I see that's different is my hair. But hey, now my thoughts. When I had first started tea, I was a very open book. I'm an open book now, but it did take a while for me to get back here because there's like this period where you start passing so well that you start confiding into societal norms, and that was literally fucking me up. I was starting to get shy and not hanging around my community as much. I was starting to overthink and think, oh, I shouldn't do this. This is feminine. I shouldn't post that. I look like I'm probably being feminine. I look like a woman, or I look gay. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, honestly, I was just always worried about perception. Like, my thoughts were starting to just, it went from, I want to be a trans man to, oh my God, I'm a trans man. Like, everyone's going to know. What the fuck? It's like one of those things where I think that's technically normal thinking. Because I see cis people out here sizing themselves up to me and overthinking and thinking, oh, I got to do what you're doing. It's normal, but I feel like when you are trans, you have to be more cautious and also patient and loving to yourself. Because your thoughts, that comparison will be the thief of your joy. You know what I'm saying? I went through years of not seeing how beautiful I always was. And that is so sad. I looked just like this years ago. So, and it's like, I'm like, how is that even possible? Because years ago, I was so insecure. I was in my head. I thought I was ugly. And, you know, it wasn't real. It was in my mind. It was, and sometimes people did say it. Oh, like, ew, or I don't want you, or you're this, or you're that. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? Also, the height thing. Now, I'm going to just say it. I'm 5'7", 5'8" on a good day. I was considered a taller woman, but then when I transitioned, I was now considered a short man. And that was getting to my head. I'm like, oh my God, I'm short. Fuck. Like, I'm a short-ass man. Meanwhile, I was pulling 5'11s, all that shit since high school, since pre-T. So it's like one of those things where once I got into my head, all of a sudden I was seeing that I was short, even though I never saw that before. And now that I unsee it, it's no longer a problem again. I'm pulling anybody I want. And if they say that I'm short, I'm like, you must be feeling tall today. And that sounds like you're projecting. Your loss, baby. And that's how I see the world. You have to realize that someone's going to love your ass. You know, and that, my brain couldn't fathom that for a very long time, which is sad, you know. And, like, I don't know. Dress how you want, do what you want. It was hard for me to just do what I wanted once I was fitting in. And I don't know. It was just my thoughts got so scrambled, like goddamn eggs. And I wish I could go back and tell myself, let loose, nigga, damn. Like, be yourself, whoever that might be. Because when I was pre-T and I thought no one liked me and stuff, I didn't give a fuck. I was just a very free fucking spirit. Don't lose your spirit. And I tell myself that every day. Don't lose your spirit. Don't lose your spirit. Don't stop. Don't change. Don't confide into what people want you to be. Don't think how people want you to think. You are who you are in whatever moment. And that's okay. So now I guess I honestly don't think as much. I let my brain just lead me to the next spot. I mean, of course, I use my thoughts to help me figure out problems and stuff, but I don't overthink. I don't wonder how I'm being perceived anymore. I don't wonder if I'm doing the right thing or saying the right thing or being masculine enough or fuck that. Even this, I do this shit in one big take. Y'all gonna hear the stutters. Thinking when you're trans, it does get very, very scrambled because now you're gaining control, so you don't want to lose it. And I don't know, starting hormones can really scramble that shit up. For real, for real. Let me stop walking for a second. Now, perception. Now, this is a big one that no one warned me about. Is that people have different ways that they've perceived my transition. Some people didn't think I transitioned in the first place. Some people think that I'm like very batshit crazy and confused. Some people respect me. Some people don't. Ooh. I'm standing on this like hump. But it's one of those things where none of that actually matters. Pardon me. Like perception no longer matters. I mean, it shouldn't matter in the first place. But when you transition, if you still let it matter, because I mean, perception helps us know what we want sometimes. And people go, oh, like, I remember when I was in, what was it? I think I was a freshman. This girl, very fine, by the way. And looking back, she still let me join her relationship. But anyway, this girl yelled in my face, you're a lesbian. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I promise you. Like, I'm not. I knew that I was something on that LGBT plus spectrum, but lesbian just didn't feel right. And I told her that, and it helped me know I was trans. Like, people always kind of telling me who I was going to end up being made me realize this is not what I thought this was. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go all the way to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, perception can help you, but then once you get past the finish line, you got to just delete people's opinions out your brain. Delete it. Delete your parents' opinions. Delete your friends' opinions. Delete your opinion. All you should be letting in is what you want. What I 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 want. Want. What I want. That is all that you should be saying now. Is what do I want? What do I want to wear? How do I want to be seen today? Not in general, but today. You know what I'm saying? It's such little things, but I promise y'all, these things I mentioned are like they've really molded how my transition has went. You know what I'm saying? And all of it's really just about patience. That's the biggest thing that no one told me about. You have to be patient. Every day is different, and it's the same as regular puberty. Stop thinking that you're like so weird and outside of the box. Transitioning is regular as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where I'm still aging. The way I look right now, I'm gonna look so different in 10 years. And I mean, yes, because of testosterone, but also because of growing up. As you grow up, you change, and that's completely normal. And normalize your transition, normalize your process, normalize your confusion, normalize the changes, normalize the questions, normalize the wants, and you will be where you want to be. Of course, it's easier said than done. All this is easier said than done, which is why I made this channel, so that I can tell you about my journey so that we can all grow together. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. I read all of your comments, all of your stories, and I'm like, bro, I'm everywhere. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. My experience is my experience, but the experience of growing and transitioning through life and finding out who you are is something that every single person on earth goes through. Not everybody perceives it, but everyone goes through that, you know what I'm saying, in terms of figuring out who am I, who I want to be in this world. And it's a beautiful question. Once you kind of start that, if you do decide to start your hormones, and and if you caught what I threw in this video, just know that you're perfect the way you are. All you're doing is enhancing your perfection. Change, and you can go off hormones. People tend to believe, I gotta be on hormones to be this person I need to be. You can literally be a trans man, a trans woman, and not be on hormones at all. Because there's people that go on hormones and don't change at all. I mean, I've changed, but a lot of it's because I went to the fucking gym. When I was in 5th grade, people thought I was a boy. Like, my hair was low. All people thought I was a boy. So I think, a lot of this is because of I was always androgynous looking. So yes, it was the T, but it was also just me. So you got to realize you can't defy your whole life on these hormones. That's one of the last things, because for me, I've accepted I got to do it for the rest of my life. This is who I am forever. I got to always be on hormones unless I decide not to, which I will not decide that. But some people have, and that's completely okay. It's not, you don't got to owe anybody a detransition video, or some people consider that, you can still be you without the hormones, but it's just like, I don't know, just be yourself. That's all that you should be doing. That's all, is being yourself, figuring out who you want to be, how you want to be perceived, and that's what matters. The hormones, and you can watch all the YouTube videos, but your experience might still be drastically different. It's still, to each their own. Everyone's going to go through their own thing. Yeah. If you made it this far, which is 18 minutes in the video, say change is beautiful in the comment section. Change is beautiful. No matter how it's formed, no matter how it's expressed, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I love my LGBT plus community. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for Pride. We are beautiful the way we are, whether we decide to go on hormones or not. Trans woman or trans male or fucking non-binary, anything you want to be considered, it doesn't matter. Just be yourself and love yourself. And I will catch y'all very soon. If you have any topics you want me to discuss, comment down below. I will touch on those subjects. Someone had commented, like, are you a trans woman or a trans male? I'm like, I actually get that pretty often. Like, people don't know what I am. And I'm like, I kind of like that. I kind of like that I'm so far along that no one knows how far along of what I even am, you know? That means I'm successfully me. Because, like, I don't know. I consider myself just an androgynous being. I'm just me. I'm a being. Why do you need to define me? Why do I need definition? Of course, you know, baby. Anyway. But I'll catch y'all on a flip. I have a lot of fucking bangers coming out. I've been vlogging every day. So there is going to be a season of a vlog coming out in January. So if you want to see that, I suggest you subscribe. I suggest that you hit that like button. And I will catch you soon. Also, follow my music. Follow my social media platforms, because I want to start being a lot more active on social media and a lot more active with my music. I have a lot of music coming out this month and next month. So I'm just excited to just bring you along with me on this journey. It's been a fun time, and I'll catch you soon.